Hi, it's Kayla from the Salty Yankee, and this is the assembly video for the flower garden pot. So these are the two pieces that make up the pot. Then here are the two dirt pieces that our stems are going to go through. Then we've got these three, which are the stems of the three flowers. Then we've got the petals of those flowers, some detail pieces for the stems, and then we've got the little centers for the flowers here. So we'll start with the bottom of the pot. I'm going to start by folding in all of the sides. And then fold in each tab on each side. And then these tabs on the end are going to be at the top of the pot. We're going to fold all those in. Okay, and I'm going to add glue to one of these tabs. And then line it up with the next side. And hold it down for a minute. And I'm going to go around the entire base. And I'm going to glue all of those tabs together to make the bottom of the pot. Okay, so now the base shape is finished, and these tabs on the top just fold in. They don't get glued to anything. We'll move that aside, and now we're going to do the lid of the pot. So I'm going to go around this one, folding in all of the sides. And then folding in each of these little tabs here. And I'm going to add some glue and line it up with the side to make that corner. And then I'm going to go around the whole thing and glue all of these tabs. Okay, and that's created the lid shape. And we can go ahead and put that aside, and we'll start working with the stems. So I'm going to bring in these pieces. There's going to be two short ones and one long one. And I'm going to go along the perforations and just fold each of those perforations. It's going to fold rectangular, kind of like a box without the top. Giving it a really good fold. And for right now, those little tabs on the bottom, I'm going to leave them not folded just so that they're sticking out. And then once I put them into the dirt, then I'm going to fold them out. So I'm going to put glue along one of these narrow edges. And don't put any glue on the little tab parts. You just want it on that top box part. And then you're just going to fold so they overlap. And make sure that you squish really good to make that sort of rectangular post shape. And then what I like to do is actually take it and press it on the table a little bit just to make sure that it's really holding down. And then I can also take some tweezers or anything you want and stick it in there to press down just to make sure that glue is really holding. I'm using textured paper, so I want to make sure that glue is really holding. And this is what it should look like. You've got that rectangular shape and then the the 4 tabs sort of sticking out the bottom. And go ahead and do that with your other 2 stems. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the piece of dirt that has the 3 openings in it. And now I'm going to go ahead and give those bottom tabs a fold. I'm folding them outward. Then I'm pulling them back up. So let me do it on all of these. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the long one, it goes in the middle, and I'm going to stick it through. And I can push those tabs down. That's going to hold it in place, and we're going to glue that down. So let's stick the other 2 through here. Okay, and now I'm going to add glue underneath these tabs. And then just press down, and that's going to hold that flower in place. And then go ahead and do that on the other 2 as well. Okay, so now let's grab the other piece of dirt, the flat one, and we're going to add glue on the whole thing. And all this is going to do is cover up that sort of ugly bit underneath that shows those tabs. That way when you take the lid off, it won't be so weird looking from the underside. So let's squish that together. And I'm just going to add glue to the on the inside of that lid, or just around that hexagon in the center. And then put that in and hold it down. Okay, so now I'm going to need to add glue to the front of these stems, and I'm going to add those detail pieces on that have the leaves on it. And so I've got my long one here. Pop that on, and then I'll do the same thing with these shorter 2 stems. I'm going to bring in, each flower has 3 white pieces and 1 yellow center. So on these 2 pieces, I'm just going to take, just have a Cricut scoring tool, and I'm just curling each one of the petals up. And I'm going to do that on both of these front pieces. And the back piece is the one that's like all one flat flower. I'm not curling that one. I'm only curling these 2 front pieces. And then when you put them on top of one another, let me add my glue. You're going to stagger so that the petals sort of don't overlap each other. They're like one off. See, so it completes the whole flower. And then we'll add some more glue in the center, and I'm going to add that little yellow center to the flower. And I'll do that with my other 2. Okay, so now let's add some glue on the top of our stems. Just pop those flower fronts onto each one of the stems. Okay, and now I can take these back pieces for the flowers and just stick them onto the back side of the stem. That way, if you're looking at this project from the back, you're not sort of seeing this raw edge of the stem here. And here's a look at that lid. You can go ahead and pop that on, and this project is done. All right, here's a final look. As always, thanks for watching. Bye.